Hello, chase lovers. Get ready for today's wild episode, because this episode will leave you on the edge of your seat. While on patrol, the officer spotted a red Lamborghini speeding and decided to initiate a traffic stop. Upon approaching the vehicle, the officer noticed the driver displaying signs of nervousness, which raised further concerns about the situation.
My concern, sir. So go ahead and transfer me over. I appreciate that.
Okay, well, I have to know who to transfer you to. Are you looking to make, like, a trooper complaint?
You can transfer me over to the watch commander.
Okay,
That's
which
what I asked for.
we dispatch for half of the state, so which area are you in?
Half of the state? Okay. The main area would be Salem. Is that correct? Salem, Oregon is where you're out of, the Oregon State Police Headquarters?
That's where our headquarters is out of, yeah.
Great. That's where I'd like to talk to. Is there someone there at the headquarters I can speak to?
After a brief conversation with the Lamborghini driver, the officer collected his documents and ran a check through the system. Finding no warrants or other issues, the officer decided to let him go with a warning.
Of this man in the video. Of attitude. It's pathetic. I mean, I'm just telling you, you're going to sound really...
On December 17th, 2021, the officer observed a blue Dodge Charger traveling at 84 miles per hour in a 45 miles per hour zone on Hiram Sudi Road. The officer initiated a pursuit after the driver, later identified as Isaiah Raphael Frank, swerved into the opposite lane and passed another vehicle in a no-passing zone.
Do I need to let you go?
Hang on a second. I'm heading toward, I'm on Hiram City, heading back toward, Bill Carew.
I think 24 confirming your selfie will call back on your camera going on.
Let me call you back. 684 Paul, and I'm fixing to be 1080. Hiram City headed to Bill Carew, Blue Mustang, White Racing Stripes, 1080. Bad 1050 in the school bus, bad 1050 in the school bus. Hands up!
The pursuit ended when Frank's Dodge Charger collided with a school bus and went down an embankment. The officer ordered Frank to raise his hands, learned he had a gun and his daughter inside. After safely removing the child, Frank was handcuffed. 2 bus passengers were injured. Frank was taken to jail, and a Glock 27 was found in the car. He was charged with felony fleeing, reckless driving, and firearm possession, with the gun placed into evidence.
You got any gloves? Yeah. As soon as I start coming up on the watch. Are you calling 1880?
On May 10th, 2024, while parked at a gas station, the officer observed a red Dodge Ram TRX with a window tint violation and followed it as it traveled south on Bolton Road at high speed. The officer initiated a pursuit and, after slowing down due to traffic conditions, saw a silver SUV blocking both lanes before discovering the Dodge truck had crashed. The driver, he later identified as K1 Tucker, was found unresponsive and bleeding heavily from head and ear injuries. Despite attempts to assist, the driver was unmovable due to the crash severity.
Oh, 250, bad 250, land, bad 250. Go ahead and start a 252 immediately. Ellie, that's gonna be a 250F. That's 250F. God damn it!
Looks like maybe Martin Luther King and Bolton Road. Are you calling 810-8?
713 Atlanta. 713. Go ahead and start EMS.
Corporal Bullock and other officers arrived to manage the scene and crowd control. A partial vehicle inventory revealed a Kel-Tec pistol, crack cocaine, and personal items in the truck. The crash was investigated, and Tucker was identified through his wallet and a Douglas County warrant for shoplifting. The medical examiner confirmed Tucker's death, and the vehicle was recovered. Notifications were made to Douglas County regarding the warrants and the crash situation.
36 in Atlanta also is going to be a single vehicle, 1050, just a violator vehicle.
On May 22nd, 2020, the officer observed a motorcycle speeding at 80 miles per hour in a 55 miles per hour zone on State Route 3 near the Clayton County line. After activating emergency lights to initiate a traffic stop, the driver, later identified as Devin Seven Pate, looked over his shoulder and began fleeing. The officer pursued the motorcycle, observing reckless driving, including running red lights at State Route 3 and Lovejoy Road, nearly causing a crash and continuing to speed at high rates while endangering public safety. The pursuit continued through Clayton and Fayette counties, with the officer following the driver as he made a left turn onto the wrong side of the road and passed vehicles in oncoming traffic. The officer lost control while negotiating a curve on Panhandle Road, striking a fire hydrant, but continued the pursuit. The driver eventually turned onto Woolsey Road and then south on State Route 92. At this point, the officer lost visual of the motorcycle at Chantilly Lane and experienced a flat tire, pulling over to a church parking lot. Fayette County deputies later located Pate at 165 Chantilly Lane, where he was apprehended with the assistance of Georgia state troopers. After being transported back to the officer's location, Pate was set to be taken into custody, but Henry County Jail refused due to COVID-19 concerns. All charges related to the event will be handled by TPR Williams. On November the 20th, 2020, the officer observed a vehicle fail to obey a traffic control device and use turning signals. After activating lights and siren, the driver initially stopped, but then fled, leading the officer on a pursuit. The suspect made several turns before the officer attempted a pit maneuver, which was unsuccessful. The pursuit continued as the suspect drove in the wrong direction on I-85 southbound, evading the officer, who followed in the emergency lane.
On Harrison Road, coming up on Rugby Avenue. Coming up on Walker Avenue. On Mercer Avenue. Right hand turn on Bachelor Street. Right hand turn on Cambridge. Left hand turn on Harrison. Contact control vehicle. Left hand turn Virginia Avenue. Taking 85 south.
The pursuit continued as the suspect made several more turns, including a turn onto Cleveland Avenue and then Springdale Road Southwest, where the vehicle became disabled due to extensive damage. The officer terminated the pursuit at 2451 Springdale Road Southwest and arrested the driver, later identified as Edward Lee Brown Jr. The officer used firm verbal commands and displayed his firearm during the arrest.
Crossing over Talton Terrace, coming up on Norman Berry Drive. Contact control vehicle.
Contact from Virgo.
Taking Cleveland Avenue exit. He is keeping straight across the intersection. He's 1050 with another vehicle. And he's still rolling left on Cleveland Ave. Driver's side rear tire is failing him. He's out of control, almost at a pedestrian, Springdale Road. Getting out of the vehicle, Springdale Road. Passengers out of the vehicle, I have other units behind me. Detaining the passenger. I'm in right here on Springdale Road. Rear driver's side tire is out, sparks flying, he is out of control.
Brown was transported to Grady Medical Facility for a medical evaluation and cleared of any injuries. He was then taken to the Atlanta Pre-Trial Detention Center without further incident and was charged with fleeing and eluding law enforcement. On January 2nd, 2023, Georgia State Patrol Crime Suppression Unit assisted East Point Police in apprehending Matthew Gaskins, 19, who was wanted on multiple felony warrants and was driving a stolen Jeep Grand Cherokee. Gaskins was under investigation by several law enforcement agencies in the metro area, including College Park, Hapeville, Georgia Tech, Gwinnett County, and South Fulton Police Departments. While attempting to serve the arrest warrants, Gaskins fled on Washington Road in East Point and drove into a backyard. After several unsuccessful PAT maneuvers, Gaskins fled again, eventually reaching 3100 Washington Road in a parking lot. Another series of PIT maneuvers disabled the vehicle when it struck a power pole. Gaskins was taken into custody without further incident.
Please turn off the vehicle and put your hands on the steering wheel. Please turn off the vehicle and put your hands on the steering wheel. Please turn off the vehicle.
Oh, I feel bad for Ennis. That was nuts. Yeah, dude, that was wild. Up in there, I thought he was going to flip it. And yeah. We couldn't do nothing but keep pushing him.